Hello, welcome to episode 403. We're going to be making a torch lever. It took me 403 episodes before I put what version we're using down there. I'm in 120.1, but you've probably made this in 1.194, I imagine. And press the like. We'll put that there. Anyway, let's have a look. This is what we're going to be making. Torches that are levers. Lever 1, a lever 2, and that one's just a torch. I tricked you. Okay, so what they do is they output to the nearest marker. I've currently got the nearest marker set at the back there, but there's no reason why you can't put it anywhere you like. It's simple. There's no ID system linking the marker to the lever. It just picks the nearest one. And I'm only going to be making the lever on a north-facing wall. If people want, facing on every wall, then maybe we could make some spawn eggs or something so we could place them easily. This is just an idea, and we've done lots of spawn eggs, so I thought I'd leave them off. Make a comment. If you want to see that, make a comment and I'll have a go at playing around with it. And again, if you want to do it in 1.21 or any of the new component versions, then let me know. Although, we're not actually summoning any items, so it would probably work in 1.21. Not 100% sure. Anyway, you've seen what we're doing. Here's a lever that's disguised as a torch. Enough waffling. Let's get on and build it now. Okay, we're going to start off with the scoreboard objective, and that's going to save the state of the torch lever. Is it on or is it off? Set up. Scoreboard objectives, add state. Dummy. Done. And then we'll have a create line here. Let's make a wall. And let's put a reference torch down. Okay, that's all right. And let's make a create command. Okay, so I'm going to go for the middle block here. Let's copy these coordinates. Now I'm only going to be doing one wall, and with this sort of hard coding and creation, we're not using an egg or anything. And we're going to be doing facing north. So if you're interested in seeing maybe facing other directions, or maybe we can make a spawn egg to place these things down easily, or if you want to update it to 1.21, which actually these commands might well work in 1.21 as it is. But anyway, any questions, pop something down in the comments and I'll have a look. We're just going to be doing facing that way. Okay, so we've got those coordinates. Let's summon an interaction at those coordinates. Boom, boom. We're going to give it some tags. I'm just going to give it one. I'll just say torch. And if I want to target the interaction, I can just say type interaction tag equals torch. That's no problem. I need a width. A little bit wider than a torch. 0.34. I want a height. 0.6. And then I want some passengers, which I'm not going to put on yet. Let's test what we've got here. Okay, done. And if we're going to be testing something, we're probably going to want to get rid of it as well. So let's do a remove. Pop that on there, and we'll kill any entity whose tag equals torch. In fact, what I'm going to do is control middle mouse, and I'm just going to turn that round, because I'm going to want to add something onto the back of that later, so now it's pointing that way. Okay, let's create one. Okay, not where I want. I want it to be up against that wall. So let's do 57.2, lift it up a bit, and we'll put a 0.9 on the end there. Okay, so we're up against the wall. That's good. Right. Now I want a passenger. I'm thinking. I don't think we need to display the torch when it's upright, because we'll use a normal torch. Let's do it anyway. Let's have a passenger that looks like a torch anyway. Passengers. ID. It will be. Look what we've done. Passengers. Create a passenger, and then we'll go inside there. ID. So it's going to be a block display. Yep. And stay inside passengers. We'll need a block state. Block state, which needs a name. And I will say, it's called a wall torch, isn't it? Let's press done. Let's look at this example. Press F3. On the right hand side, yeah, we can see Minecraft wall torch facing north. Okay, so facing north. Name. Minecraft wall torch. And keep inside the block state but outside the name. Properties. Facing north. Okay, I reckon if we summon that, it's going to be in completely the wrong place. It's probably inside here. There it is. So we're going to need to bring it minus x and negative z, negative x, negative z, and it's need to come down a bit as well by the look of it. Okay, so we will need some transformation information. We are currently inside properties here, so let's come out of properties. Let's come out of block state, but stay inside the passenger. Transformation. Left rotation. It's going to be all defaults. Okay, first mistake. We have done square brackets for the transformation. They should be curly. There we go. Left rotation is going to be default. 1F. Let's copy this bit. And we'll use that for right rotation. When you're summoning it, you do have to specify all of these entries, the left rotation, the right rotation, the scale, and the translation. If you're data merging, you don't have to, as you'll see later. So let's do scale. I want it to be full-sized, because it's got to look like a normal torch. Okay, and translation, which I believe is the only thing we're going to change. Let's just put the defaults in for now. Right. So translation, we had to go... what do we want? Let's go minus... So negative 0.5 on the x, let's try that. We had to come down a bit as well. Negative 0.2. And we had to come negative z quite a bit. Let's do almost a full block. Negative 0.8. Done. Okay. It's not looking quite far enough. So center, that looks fine. Height, probably okay. But we're going to have to go that way a bit more. Okay. So we've got negative 0.8. Let's up that to negative 0.9. That looks better. Now we're not killing that torch when we do that because we didn't tag it. So let's go passengers. Here we go. Let's give it a tag. Tags. Torch. Done. Let's kill those ones there. I might have a command. There we go. Kill anything that's not a player within 10 blocks. Right, let's put another one down. Okay, how does that look? Let's get rid of that hitbox. F3B. That looks pretty much exactly like a normal torch. I don't think you would spot the difference there. In fact, it looks perfect. Apart from the fact it's not lit. So that's a bit of a problem, isn't it? So what we're going to do is when the torch is up, we're going to change its block state to air. So you won't be able to see it. So that's cool. We'll do that. And we'll just place a normal torch. So let's get rid of that. Let's change its block state from wall torch to air. Air. Done. Let's get the coordinates again. Fill, tap, tap, tap. And what we'll do is we will do a set block at those coordinates. Wall torch. Wall torch. No, wall torch. Facing north. Done. F2D. Okay, so let's create it. So at the moment, it's going to look exactly like a normal torch because it is a normal torch. But if we press F3B, we can see we've got a little hitbox sitting there. We might have to make that a bit bigger. because we might not be able to interact with that. That torch might be in the way. We'll find out shortly when we make the controller. Okay, that looks alright for now though. Right, let's remove it. So let's control middle mouse and copy this block here. Pop it on the end, and we'll just manually set that to air. Cool. Okay, let's make a controller. So the first thing I want to do is, if I interact with it, I want to clear its interaction and tag it. Okay, so we can do all of that in one command, which is quite nice. So let's make the controller, and we will execute as any entity whose type equals interaction, whose tag equals torch. At itself. That at is very it's very useful because we'll be going back to that later. We're going to store success on an entity on itself into its interaction.player data as an integer multiplied by 0. So if this command is successful, we're effectively going to wipe out the interaction data, so it's going to forget me. That's one bit. Now we'll do on target. So we're checking if it's got a target. If it doesn't have a target, this will fail. If it does have a target, it's now going to execute as the target, which is me. So now when we want to tag it, we're going to have to do run tag any entity, type equals interaction, tag equals torch, distance equals less than 0.1, limit equals 1. So since this command is still running at the interaction entity is going to be the closest thing. So we've gone back to the interaction entity and we'll add change me. Okay, so we want repeat. So what we've got, we click on it, or we put a sign down because we're silly. So we click on it, it automatically checks if there's a target, it then deletes that target, and it tags itself. So we end up with an interaction entity that has a tag. Cool. Now we can use that tag to do the rest of the stuff we need. First thing we're going to do is toggle its state. So let's do execute as any entity, type equals interaction, tag equals change me. That should be okay. We will store success as a score for that entity into its state if the score of that entity, its state, matches 0. So store success. Success of what? The success of this if. If the state does match 0, we will store a 1 because we are successful. If the score doesn't match 0, we will store a 0 because we weren't successful. Effectively, we're toggling the state. We'll test that, but the first thing we'll have to do is make sure we get rid of that tag. So tag any entity, type equals, the worst spelling of interaction ever, tag equals, change me, and the worst spelling of change me, remove, change me. Cool. Let's turn that on. Let's scoreboard objectives, set display the sidebar to the state, F3D, and let's create one. So it has no state at the moment. The state is null. So the state does not match 0. Let's click on it. I can't click on it from the front. I reckon that's because this torch is too big. It does look like maybe we can click on it from the side. Okay, so state is now 0, state is 1, state is 0, state is 1. Cool, so we can toggle the state. While we're here, we might as well fix the fact that it's a little bit too small, isn't it? Well, we don't want that, so let's make it, width seems fine, but width does all 4 sides, so let's just make it a bit wider. Let's go in here and just change its width. Let's say 3/8. That might not be enough. We just click on the front. Nothing happening. Oh, not quite big enough. Okay, let's try 4 instead. 4. Let's click on the front. Oh, he's joking me. Oh, okay. Just to make sure, let's go 4.5. That's got to be enough. 4.5. Ooh, 0.45 is what I mean. 4.5 would be huge. Done. Click on the front. There we go. Okay, it's big enough now. F3D. Can we see? We can't see because we can't actually get the hitbox of the torch. That's good. Cool. Okay. Right. So that's fine, and we can change its state. Let's do something based on what its state is. So let's remove that. We know that's working. Let's get that off the sidebar. So if state equals 0, we will change what it looks like. We'll get rid of the torch, and we'll activate some sort of power output. So let's change what it looks like first. So let's execute at please any entity whose type equals interaction, whose tag equals change me, and whose scores equals your state equals 0. We will run, and I'm going to copy all of that because we're going to use that again basically 3 times. So let's copy that. What are we going to do first? Let's data merge and change what it looks like. So let's data merge entity, any entity. So we're currently targeting the interaction entity, but we want the block display. So type equals block display, tag equals torch. The reason it's red is because this is going to need a limit. So we'll put that in now. Limit equals 1. Sort equals nearest. So it's going to get the nearest block display with the tag torch to the interaction entity. That's cool. We're going to data merge into that. Open and close. What are we going to merge in? First of all, we're currently set to air. So the first thing to do would be merge in a new block state. So merge in a new block state. Block state would be name wall torch. Wall torch. And we don't need to merge in the facing property because it's already got facing north, so we don't need to change that. Now we'll come out of block state and we'll have to merge in some transformation information. Now by default, it's already got left rotation, right rotation, scale and translation. We only have to merge in what we want to change this time. And I want to change its left rotation and its translation. So left rotation. And I'm going to do this using the axis. So open and close curlies. Axis, open and close, 0F, 0F, 0F. Put it all to defaults. Angle 0. That's all default. Now I want to come out of this, so out of left rotation, and I want to change the translation. And we'll put that as default for now, 0F, 0F, 0F. Okay. Let's take a guess. I want to rotate it by about 1/4 of a block. I'm going to say on the minus direction, let's do minus 1.57. Okay, that's not a point. There we go. And let's rotate that around on the x-axis. And translation. Well, let's leave translation for now, and we'll see what it looks like. That'll give us an idea of what to change the translation to. Paste another block down. Let's paste in what I copied. Execute at type equals interaction, tag equals change me, scores equals state 0. We want to get rid of the torch. So run set block there, set it to air. Okay, that'll do. And now we want to do an output. Well, we don't really have it. Let's do, for testing purposes, we'll do a very simple output. So that's positive Z. Okay, so for testing purposes, we will execute at the interaction, who's being changed. We will run set block 1, 2, 3, let's say positive 2, redstone block. Done. Now I think I left my remove the tag change me. Look at that. I'm glad I checked that. So this command here we put in before, we should have taken this out. So I'm going to control middle mouse, just move that. Let's clear the inventory. Because all of these commands are using tag change me. And with that sitting in there, it's not going to work. So we want to shift 1, 2, 3. I'll just control middle mouse in those. And I'm just going to shift them down. Let's just check this, the commands are still in there. Yeah. And you can go back on the end. Okay, so we should be able to click on this once, and it's probably going to go a bit weird. And we should get a redstone block 1, 2. So just behind the wall here. Okay, let's try. Okay, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. We've got our redstone block, so we've got our power output. And that lever does look like it's been flicked down. But it looks like it's been flicked down, what, from up there somewhere. Okay, so we need to come down. Right, we definitely need to go minus X. It's got to be half a block. That's half a block. We need to come down quite a bit, maybe almost a whole block. And we want to go that way a bit. Okay, let's kill it. Put another one in. So let's have a look. So translation. Now X definitely looked like half a block, negative half a block. That seems alright. We wanted to come down quite a bit, nearly a full block. I'm going to go for 0.9. And I wanted it to go positive Z. Let's try about 0.3. Done. Ooh, okay, well, fair enough. I didn't expect that to look quite so good. That'll do. Okay, so we've flicked the lever down and it's given us an output. I think I'm going to change how it outputs. Let's output to the nearest marker that's tagged with the word output. That way, maybe you've got another room on this side and you want the block to be down underneath. Let's do that. Obviously, you could just hard code coordinates, but let's make it a little bit more flexible. Okay, we're not going to go crazy and put an ID system in. We're just going to say, find the closest one. So let's get a temporary block. And I'll go, can I have a sign, please? Yeah, I want that. Actually, I'm going to summon this, face it that way. And you are going to create an output. And I want negative Z, 1, 2, positive Y, 1. And we'll put it in the same place. We'll put it up there. So summon a marker, 1, 2, 3, 1 up, negative 2. And we'll give it some tags. We'll give it 2 tags. 1 torch, so it gets targeted with everything else if I want to kill it. And output. Okay, so there's a marker now sitting in there. Let's go to our output. Let's change this. So we're going to execute at type interaction tag change me score 0 run set block no. So we'll jump from the interaction entity and we'll say at again entity type equals marker tag equals output sort equals nearest limit equals 1, and then we'll set a block at the marker. That seems alright. So that shouldn't make any difference at all because that's where our marker is. So let's pull the lever. Oh, we can't do it. We'll have to reset it. Put it back. Pull the lever. Did I create the marker? Summon new marker. You should be there. Torch and output. Yeah. Okay. Pull that down. There he is. Okay, right. Cool. So that seems to work. Now let's remove this end bit. Remember this time, control middle mouse, just pop it over there out the way. Yep. Okay, so we've done if we pull the handle down. Now let's do if we push it back up again. So I think we'll just copy these three commands and just change what we need to. So 1, 2, 3. Control middle mouse all of them. 1, 2, 3. Okay, first thing we want to change is, well, we have to check the score. So this is state 1 now. And if it is, we'll merge. And we just want to merge back to how we summoned it. So we summoned it with air. So let's put air there. And we don't need any rotation. So we could put this back to default style, which I kind of like to do because it makes it pretty obvious it's default. Like that. And our translation, we summoned it with, oh god, I can't remember. What was our original summoning? Minus 0.2, minus 0.9? Was that it? We'll find out in a minute when we flick the switch. Okay, so that's one's changed. Next one, state equals 1. Do we want to put air? No. If we flick it back up, so this will be flicking it back up. So we want to put the torch there, because we want to put the torch back. Good spelling of the word torch there, well done. Facing equals north, yeah. Okay, done. And then we'll go here. State equals 1. And this time we want to, I'll put a white wall. That's what that's my default go-to. White wall. Done. So now we should be able to flick the torch back up. But let's not forget to put our little remove tag, change me on the end. Okay. And your white wall. Ooh. Down. Nice. Up. Nice. That is impossible to tell that it's a torch lever because it is actually at the moment just another torch. So we pull it down. Perfect. Okay. Now, as I said, we are checking for the nearest marker. So if we kill everything, respawn that, and we could just, I don't know, let's just say it's 10 up in the air. There we go. Hide it. Now when we use it, there's our redstone block. There's our white wall. Redstone block. White wall. Cool. That works. Let's go down. We haven't got any sounds though. I'm going to add a sound. I'm just going to add one sound whether you go up or down. So let's take this command off the end. That's our remove change me. So if you wanted two different sounds, well, the beginning's going to be the same. So if we put play sound here, this will play the sound when the state switches to 1, and then you can just make another command for when the state switches. Well, the last one switches to 0, this one switches to 1. So you can just have two of those commands. I'm only going to play the same sound whichever way it's being switched. So I'm going to remove that score. And I'm just going to say play sound. It's got to be lever, hasn't it? What's a lever? Is a lever a block? Got to be a block. Lever. Oh, okay. Lever only has a click sound anyway. So, but if you wanted a different sound, you know how to do it now. Click. Yeah, let's play it on the block channels. This is a block. We'll play it for all players at those coordinates. Normal volume, normal pitch. We want it to sound just like a lever. There we go. Done. And now you come back, control the mouse, and we'll remove the change state. Cool. There we go. Let's let's bring that down a bit so we can actually see it changing. Let's bring it down to 4. Should be able to see that. Cool. Okay. I would say that works. Obviously, you can just you can go away. Obviously, you can just power a door with that, or whatever you want. I think that's a pretty effective torch lever. Let's do a little simple test. Let's move everything along in the positive X by 1. 40. And 40. And let's summon another one. Okay. Now here, what's going to happen is they're both going to be changing that thing. You change it, you'll do nothing. You'll turn it off. You'll do nothing because it's already off. Okay, so you can have 2 controlling the same output if you want to for some reason. Or what I can do is I can pop that down. And we'll just summon. Okay, it's relative to the command block, so we'll just switch to chain always active. I will kill everything. Now we've got 2 markers. Let's create that. Let's create the original torch. $39. Okay, so they're going to look for the closest marker, and your closest marker is the one that's there, and your closest marker is the one that's there. Cool. Okay, you could make some sort of you could easily make a little combination lock out of this. So you could just pull that one down, or pull that one down. I mean, if you had 4 or so of these, then all you'd have to do is, let's say you had that, and you just check these blocks, and you just say, is this white wool, is this white wool, is this redstone, or whatever block you want. If they are, then your password is correct. Okay, that's one use for it. You can think of any uses you want. This has probably taken longer than it should have. We now have a simple wall lever. Now that's pretty secret. Although people might be suspicious because torches are horrible. Who uses them for lighting? Maybe down in a dungeon. I don't know. I'll try and not waffle on too long. Take care. See you soon. Bye bye.